Year 3 is definitely the year of beast units because we have another batch. This time more Path of Radiance / Radiant Dawn characters take to the battlefield, including Ranulf, Lethe, Mordecai, and King Caineghis. We'll be looking at their stats, new weapons and skills, and then we'll talk about some build ideas. Now, if you ask me, I think we are getting a lot of beast characters so early in the year because A, beast units function a lot smoother when paired with other beast units due to their transformation mechanics, and B, if you introduce these units earlier, that opens up the possibility of seasonal beast units later on, and I guarantee you we'll see some of those eventually. Enough small talk, let's get started. Starting off, we have the coolest cat around, Ranulf. Ranulf is a neat character, and he's a cat lagoose, which translates into a cavalry unit in Heroes, and Ranulf being a green beast unit. I'm still not used to Pan being a cavalry unit either, so I can't wait to mess up future battles if I can get Ranulf for myself. His stats include 40 HP, 30 attack, 37 speed, 33 defense, and 17 resistance. This is not a very common stat line, and we don't see too many units with good speed and defense, plus decent attack as well. Ranulf definitely sacrifices his res stat to focus more on physical combat, and much of his base kit also revolves around defense versus resistance as well. If you look at Ranulf's old skills, he comes with Chill Attack, a very supportive ability neutralizing the most dangerous enemy attacker with a huge attack debuff. He also has Ward Beast, which is also available on Valoria. It's a great skill for Beast Emblem teams if you want to be a little more defensive. Two very supportive abilities, and it doesn't stop there. For Ranulf's unique weapon, he has the Covert Cat Fang. This weapon grants a flat +3 defense, which brings Ranulf's base defense up to 36, and since beast units can't really inherit new weapons, he'll always have that extra defense. The effect of Covert Cat Fang reads, if Ranulf is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants +3 attack and defense to Ranulf and allies within 2 spaces. I feel like this sounds more confusing than it actually is, and to simplify, Ranulf has a +3 attack and defense ward buff. If he has teammates nearby, he also gets the benefits of the buff. So with Covert Cat Fang, Chill Attack, and Ward Beast, it's pretty obvious that Ranulf is a good support ally for his team. Covert Cat Fang even works well with the Cavalry Beast transformation bonus, which remember inflicts a -4 attack and defense debuff on the enemy during combat if Ranulf initiates when transformed. It will even stop guaranteed follow-ups, which makes it very similar to a mini sturdy impact effect. If you can activate Covert Cat Fang while nearby allies, Ranulf gets extra attack and defense, plus he debuffs the enemy's attack and defense, which gets him even more damage, plus he becomes tankier too. For Ranulf's second new skill, he has Rally Attack and Defense Plus. This grants +6 attack and defense to one ally for a turn. Dual rallies are very strong, and I'm sure you can see how this fits into the rest of his kit. Ranulf can grant +9 attack and defense to one ally thanks to his rally plus Covert Cat Fang. Including Chill Attack and Ward Beast, he can grant even more damage reduction for his team, and all around Ranulf has a nice supportive kit. With a pretty solid base kit, if you want to build Ranulf, he does have a lot of options. For specials, since Ranulf has a good defense stat, you can use Bonfire for a good amount of damage. For A skills, we can continue the attack and defense trend with Sturdy Blow, and if you initiate in beast form, Ranulf debuffs the enemy stats too. For Sacred Seals, if you want additional buffing options, I think even Defense Wave isn't a bad option. It may overlap with Rally Attack and Defense Plus, but Ranulf can spread the defense buffs to multiple allies, including himself. Overall, Ranulf provides a lot of defensive buffs to his teammates and can be a decent attacker too thanks to the Cavalry Beast bonus, plus his good base speed. For some additional skill options, you could do Reposition or Ignis. If you want extra speed, Ranulf can be great with Swift Sparrow or Darting Blow, which can go in the Sacred Seal slot as well. Since he is running a Rally skill, Attack Feint or Feint skills in general may be nice if you have them. While Chill Attack works every turn, it only hits one enemy usually. With Attack Feint, Ranulf can hit multiple enemies, plus he can pick and choose who to target instead of only hitting the highest attack enemy. For support skills, you could use Fortify Beast, and it's on Raisin, who did get dropped into the 4-star pool. Besides wards and wave buffs, Ranulf can also use tactic, spurs, or drive buffs, and you do have a wide variety to choose from. If you're looking to make Ranulf a bit more combative, he can run some defensive builds despite Cavalry Beast having that player phase bonus. While Rally Attack and Defense is cool, another buffing option is Attack and Defense Link, which still buffs allies but also buffs Ranulf himself. While Cavalry can't use Breath A skills, they can use stance skills, including Steady Stance 4, which is quite powerful with its extra guard effect. If you want to get even more attack and defense, we have Attack and Defense Bond, which would work fine with a Link skill or even a Rally skill. While it may not be ideal for most Cavalry Beast units, Ranulf can definitely make a physical tank build work. You could opt to spec for more speed as well, but if you want to up his resistance, you will need a lot of extra work. Overall, I'd say Ranulf is an interesting beast unit, playing more for defense and support rather than all-out attack. With the mini sturdy impact effect in beast form, he can be a decent attacker too, but if you want an offensive beast cavalry unit, you might want to look into our next hero. Lethe is our next hero, and she is another cavalry beast unit, this time a red cat beast unit. Lethe's stats include 41 HP, 33 attack, 38 speed, 26 defense, and 19 resistance. Her 33 attack and 38 base speed is pretty darn scary, making her very comparable to say Legendary Erica, and is definitely one of the best offensive spreads you could ask for on a cavalry unit. With 41 HP, 26 defense, and 19 resistance, Lethe can definitely take a hit too, and she's set up to be a great offensive unit. If we look at Lethe's old skills, she comes with Moonbow, which is universally pretty decent on everybody. As for her C skill, she comes with Honed Beast, which is obviously very strong if you're looking to make a Beast Emblem team. While Lethe would love that sweet +6 attack and speed for herself, she'll be okay thanks to her weapon. Brazen Cat Fang grants a flat +3 speed for Lethe, which brings her up to 41 base speed, which is incredibly good and technically makes her the fastest cavalry unit in the game, since Lethe isn't equipping any other weapon anyway. Its effect reads, if Lethe is not adjacent to any ally, she gets +6 attack and speed during combat. So yeah, that basically is attack and speed solo 3, which is not only one of the rarest skills in the game, but boy is it extremely powerful. For cavalry units with 3 movement, it's not hard to start fights away from teammates unless the map space is tight, and it suits perfectly for offensive player phase units who want to initiate first. If you thought Tabarn and Keaton were strong, here's a third very scary red beast unit. Lethe can reach 55 attack and 47 speed just with Brazen Cat Fang fully active, plus if she gets the Cavalry Beast bonus going, she's doing even more damage to her target. Now what's better than having a solo skill on your weapon? Having a solo A skill too. Lethe comes with speed and defense solo, which grants +6 speed and defense when she is not adjacent to any ally. Normally, you'd want some extra attack for your super fast initiator, but since Lethe already has that from her weapon, I think this solo variant is a perfect complement skill. To keep track of things, Lethe gets +12 speed just by being alone, and also +6 attack and defense. You can't really ask for a more perfect set of stat boosts, and since these are combat buffs, Lethe can stack them with any field buffs she receives as well. In terms of builds, Lethe is pretty straightforward. Initiate fights with her great 3 movement and using her monstrous 53 speed thanks to her base kit, double just about any unit in the game. If you can do this while she is transformed, she does even more damage and takes less damage from counterattacks. Plus, if she can't finish off an enemy, she prevents their ability to double her. It's going to be very tough to finish Lethe off in one round of combat if she initiates, and even if she does get a bit low, Desperation can make her even deadlier, being able to bypass counterattacks. To add to the madness, a Brazen Sacred Seal can give Lethe even more damage, and you can't go wrong with extra defense or res. Unless Lethe is stuck next to an ally, she is a very scary unit by herself. Now, units like Lethe are fantastic Gale Force users, and she should have no problem running around causing all kinds of trouble. She has to use Heavy Blade instead of Flashing Blade because of restrictions, but that's okay because Cavalry Beasts debuff enemy attack stats by -4. As such, I don't think Lethe even needs more attack from an A skill like Sturdy Blow, since with her weapon she'll have 55 attack, and with the attack debuff from the enemy, she should have a good chance at activating Heavy Blade on most units. If you want to run Gale Force and Heavy Blade, I do think Lethe can run all kinds of A, B, and C skills. I think she wants a little bit of extra defense because if she can prevent taking too much damage, she might be able to survive the enemy phase. If you really want to dive enemy backlines, you can just keep using speed and defense solo, but if 50 plus speed seems to be overkill, then I would think attack and defense solo is preferred, just harder to get. For B skills, Desperation is fine, but you can also go for a Lunge, Hit and Run, or Drag Back. Those would be great if you use Lethe on a defense team. For C skills, Defense Smoke is really good on Gale Force units since you attack, proc Gale Force, and debuff the rest of the enemy team, which makes it easier to take out another target. Savage Blow or Attack Smoke can also be great substitutes. Anyway you build Lethe, she is a crazy lone wolf attacker, and she'll be an effective initiator for a team. If you don't have powerful fast red cavaliers like Legendary Erica or Sigbert, you might want to look into picking up this crazy cat girl. Our third hero is Mordecai, who is a blue beast unit. He's a gentle giant who transforms into a saber-toothed tiger, and that means he ends up as an infantry beast unit joining Nyla, Keaton, and Valoria. Mordecai's stats include 47 HP, 37 attack, 24 speed, 39 defense, and 20 resistance. He may be an infantry unit, but boy does he look like your typical army unit. Insanely high HP, only behind a bar tray, a fantastic 37 attack, and with 39 defense, Mordecai finally dethrones Lucas as the highest defense infantry unit. In exchange for all this, Mordecai ends up with low speed and resistance. Looking at Mordecai's old skills, he has Smite, which pushes an ally 2 spaces away if possible. He'll need Smite because he also has attack and defense link, which grants the user and target ally +6 attack and defense when a movement assist, such as Smite, is used. For reference, any ally can use something like Reposition on Mordecai, and it will also activate the link buff. Mordecai may be our new high defense infantry unit, but he further cements that with his SABERTOOTH Fang weapon, which grants a flat +3 defense. This brings him up to 42 defense already. SABERTOOTH Fang's effect states if a movement assist skill is used by Mordecai or targets Mordecai, then inflict -4 to all stats on foes within 2 spaces of Mordecai and the allied target after movement. I believe this is a new mechanic, and similar to the Link skills, it requires a movement assist skill to activate. For example, if Mordecai smites a teammate, both of them emit a 2-space debuff on the enemy, and that range is calculated after movement occurs. This ability will require some on-the-fly strategy. Mordecai acts pretty much like a cannon, where he can smite a teammate forward, use them to debuff the enemy. When attacking defense Link, he is also buffing them up. Generally, this ability will be most useful when you make aggressive plays. He can smite a teammate forward, or someone can hop over Mordecai with pivot. Even reposition can work. You can use a flyer with aerobatics to fling Mordecai closer to the enemy. I like the idea of this ability since it has so many possibilities, but its effectiveness will come down to player execution. For Mordecai's second new skill, he has Beast Experience. This skill grants double EXP to Beast allies. Honestly, I don't think these skills are very useful anymore since getting to max level isn't very difficult. Anyway, this skill doesn't do anything in battle, so once you're done training up, switch it out for something else. For builds, we've seen many units like Mordecai, and he can copy the usual Steady Breath and Quick Riposte type builds that are effective on slower, bulky units. Unfortunately, Mordecai's uniqueness does come from his weapon's effect, and while he can help allies out by smiting them forward, it's going to be tougher to have Mordecai benefit from the debuffs himself. Unless you are literally surrounded, if you use Mordecai to smite an ally, generally he's going to be stuck behind. You can send Mordecai forward with other smite allies or reposition, but he's not going to be the best attacker since his speed is very low. There's nothing wrong with Steady Breath and Quick Riposte, especially since Beast Infantry get +10 damage on special triggers when transformed. If Mordecai can get off an Ignis, he's going to be doing a ton of damage anyway. For other skill options, you can play around with Swap or Pivot to activate SABERTOOTH Fang, and for specials, Bonfire or Aether should be fine. While Steady Breath would be amazing thanks to the extra special cooldown, there are other options such as Attack and Defense Bond or Steady Stance for maximum physical tanking. I would personally keep Attack and Defense Link, and if you want Quick Riposte, you can use it as a Sacred Seal. Besides that, you can be quite flexible with what you use in the C slot or Sacred Seal slot. Additional buffs like Hone Speed or Res Tactic are nice, and with his high HP, Mordecai can run Infantry Pulse too. If you do get rid of Attack and Defense Link, you can always use Quick Riposte and Close Defense as a great tank combo. All in all, Mordecai is a physical tank beast, and if he doesn't need to fight, then he can support his team by smiting them forwards, and even possibly debuffing multiple enemies at the same time. Besides his own smite, you might want to use other mobile allies to assist in activating SABERTOOTH Fang. I think he'd be quite good, but it will come down to your tactics and execution on the battlefield. Last but not least, we have King Caineghis, the ruler of the Beast Lagouche tribe. He is a colorless beast unit that will transform into a lion, and that seems to make him an armored unit, a first for beast units. Caineghis has 47 HP, 37 attack, 23 speed, 37 defense, and 30 resistance. Actually very similar to Mordecai, but Caineghis has 10 more resistance, which he will put to very good use. For old skills, Caineghis has Bonfire, which is not surprising. To go with it is Vengeful Fighter, which will proc Bonfire on the second attack thanks to the extra special cooldown. Last, Distant Guard grants allies within 2 spaces extra defense and res against ranged enemies. Let's now talk about Lion King Fang, because this one's a doozy. It has 16 might when transformed and grants a flat +3 attack. This means Caineghis reaches 56 attack when transformed. Now its effect reads, if foe initiates combat, grants +4 attack, speed, defense, and resistance during combat. This is a pretty simple effect. With his low speed and Vengeful Fighter, Caineghis already wants enemies to attack first, so he'll pretty much always activate Lion King Fang. So including weapon might, that will give him 60 attack, 27 speed, 41 defense, and 34 resistance when attacked. What an absolute unit. But wait, it gets better. As our first armored beast unit, we get another transformation bonus, and for now, I will assume that all future armored beasts get the same effect. Basically, when transformed, armored beasts get Distant Counter, another enemy phase ability. Caineghis can counter ranged units, making him one tough unit to take down. He is very obviously an enemy phase type unit, but we aren't done yet. Because Caineghis wasn't strong enough already, he also introduces Distant Defense 4, a new tier 4 skill. As usual, when ranged enemies attack, the unit will get a defense and res boost, this time for +8 for both stats. However, it gets another effect, being that it also neutralizes any bonuses a unit has. That means field buffs, which are pretty important for many attackers, get completely wiped out. For the record, this is basically dull ranged, and it's a pretty good effect when paired with a huge +8 defensive stat boost. If you want to go full on ranged tank, other weapon types with distant defense weapons like the guard bow would probably love distant defense 4. This could allow them to take guard as a B skill, and then quick riposte as a sacred seal while still getting a massive defense and res boost. We're definitely going to see distant defense 4 be spread around to many other units. As we've seen, Caineghis' entire kit is based around enemy phase baiting. He is a crazy tank, but unless you give him bolt fighter, his player phase attacks will be much weaker. To take him down, you definitely want to make him make the first move. Overall, there's really not much to debate about if you get Caineghis. His base kit is very solid already, and for sacred seals you can either add close defense for balance or go for distant defense 3 and just be a range unit's worst nightmare. Caineghis can probably run a breath skill with bolt fighter if you want, but with an A skill as strong as distant defense 4, you might as well use it. Since he is a colorless unit, Caineghis won't be weak to any specific color, but he also won't hard win against one color either. If you use him with his base kit, all you really need to do is give him field buffs and the Lion King will stand his ground. This batch of beast units are once again all pretty interesting, and I think they will all be useful. Ranulf and Mordecai can lend a helping hand for allies, Lethe is going to be an offensive bombshell, and then there's Caineghis, who is literally just going to stand there very menacingly and make you come to him. If you aren't planning on summoning, well, there is another Grand Hero battle coming up. This time it's Har, a fan favorite who does have his work cut out for him. Good luck on your summons, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another video.